Discuss what's going on with the top Republican on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Congressman Michael McCaul of Texas. Congressman, thanks so much for joining us. Some moments ago, the Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby told me the indications are that Russia now controls the Ukrainian city of Kherson. How significant is that this first major city has fallen, and do you fear other Ukrainian cities could be next?
Yeah, it's a very serious situation. That's in the Crimea region, just north Herschel. Mariupol is being cut off as we speak. That's one of the major ports, the breadbasket, if you will. And there are also amphibious, I think potentially amphibious landings in Odessa, this big port in the west part of Ukraine near Moldova. Meanwhile, you have this convoy that seems to be resupplying and waiting to go south to Kyiv, where they will basically provide a ring of steel around the capital city and bombard it.
The Ukrainian president, as you know, made an impassioned plea for a no-fly zone today, something that the Pentagon spokesman John Kirby told me would only make things, in his words, more bloody and more dangerous. Is a no-fly zone officially off the table in your view?
I really think so, Wolf, because it would put us potentially, it would put NATO aircraft in direct conflict with Russian aircraft. You can imagine the outcome of that. One of the planes will get shot down, and then we are in World War III, war with Russia.
So what more could the U.S., the Biden administration, do right now militarily that they're not doing?
You know, we really have to get these weapons in. I've been calling upon the administration since last November. I signed off on these weapons packages to get these weapons into Ukraine, into theater where these, these freedom fighters, resistance fighters are very resilient, but they're running out of the weapons. We didn't put the Stinger missiles in there. Now they're on their way. But, the Javelin anti-tank, ammunition, rifles, these drones that come from Turkey could be very effective. We need to heavily arm, this resistance movement. And we're, the fact is, Wolf, it's almost too little too late. We should have been doing this, last November. The buildup started last March.
Yeah, the U.S. apparently has delivered hundreds of Stinger missiles in the last few days, but the Ukrainians clearly want more. President Zelensky says if the world doesn't unite around Ukraine, he says countries across Eastern Europe will be next, all the way, he says, to the Berlin Wall. Do you share that fear?
I do. I do think Putin is isolated as he is, understands Article 5 and what that means, an attack on one, an attack on all, and then he would be putting himself in a world war. He does want to reclaim the glory of the old Soviet Union. That is his legacy in his mind. I think his legacy is going to be he's a war criminal. But I could also see Moldova, that's not a NATO country, and Georgia, quite frankly, being in the bullseye once he has completed taking over Ukraine, which by all assessments will happen, and then we're going to be in a resistance war against the Russians.
Yeah, it looks like it's getting worse by the hour. Congressman Michael McCaul, thank you very much for joining us. I know you're traveling to the region in the coming days. Just stay safe over there. We will be in touch. Appreciate it very much.